Is the market pricing in bad CPI data? Well, I've got the latest expectations. We're also going to talk XRP and XLM price action because we're seeing even more downside pressure going into the trading week. And we're going to take a broader look at the markets to see if money's flowing or...
Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Whoa, this is kind of gross and something you don't want to see on a Sunday. But you know what? I want to see your comments. That's right. Viewers' comments come first. New viewers, you drop me something hot, something spicy, maybe I'll share in the next video. Existing friends, hello. Trick says top of the afternoon. Top of the afternoon to you, kind sir. Trick, better known as the Hawk in these ports. We're going to talk about Jerome Powell and rates coming up here very soon because market might be pricing in some negative action, but dude, 2 rate cuts? Seriously, it is so messed up. Brian Emineker says the SEC will appeal secondary sales. The government doesn't want regular folks wealthy. They all know XRP would be an incredibly efficient tool. Look at precious metals. With this inflation, gold should be at least $3K and silver $50. It's all suppression and intended destruction of America and we the people. America has a major liquidity crisis on their hands. I agree. The globe has a major liquidity crisis. And by the way, what's up with all the riots over there in the UK? What's up with the threats? What's up with the whole social media monitoring action? Bitcoin's sitting at 6,283. ETH is 2630. We're nowhere near 3,000. ETH ETFs were a friggin' bust. BNB's at 521 while Sol hangs out with us at 148. XRP price action. Gonna talk a lot at the end because there's some definite sell pressure. It seems like people are let down with the Torres action. 56.9 is the price of XRP while XLM sits in at a dime. We're going to talk XLM as well because I got to share with you some volume and price stats as well. All right, Taiwan's July CPI rises 2.5% on typhoon-led higher food prices. Look, inflation go up for a variety of means, supply chain disruptions, global macros, you get the gist. Now, in the United States, we're dealing with some high CPI as well. So what are the latest expectations? Besides Jerome Powell wearing a purple tie in the meeting next month. That's right, the meeting for FOMC is next month. CPI data comes out in what, everyone? A couple days. The Personal Consumption Expenditure Price Index is scheduled to be released on August 30th. And then it shows a similar pattern to the 0.2% and 0.22 core inflation. These estimates, they hold broadly equate to 2 to 3%. The prediction, though, for CPI, okay, is at 2.9% right now, and we were hanging out just at 3.0. So the market looking to price in some not so good CPI data. Okay. Now, we're going to swing it on over to TVL. We're going to talk some odds here. We're going to come back to CPI. Then we're going to talk some crypto-specific stuff along with price action. But right now, you've got a 51% chance that there's only going to be one rate cut. Actually, if you combine them both, it's pretty much 100% chance you're going to get one rate cut. But a 50% chance that you're going to get a 50 basis cut on the next meeting, which is the 18th of September. That's far away. But the market's pricing in some negativity right now. And that negativity could be from the fact that rates are going to stay higher for longer. We might only get a quarter basis point. The market right now seems to be pricing in a lot of optimism, saying, hey, the market's expecting one rate cut next meeting. Plain and day, one rate cut. If we don't get it and Jerome stays stingy or we get nasty CPI data, this sell-off is going to continue. And not that this is a crazy sell-off, but come on. Look at the alts down. 3, 4, 5%, 4%, 4%, 4.8. There's some pressure. Okay. So now let's look at this, okay? TVL, we've seen a dip as of late. We were nowhere near where we were when money was cheaper, 21 in 2022. Look at some BTC dominance. Yeah, it's growing, everyone. So when you look at the comparisons, especially XLM to BTC, it is a brutal chart. Crypto fear and greed, well, we're kind of getting back up there again. You can see that right here up on the chart. We're at 54.52. We're just a few days ago, we were at 34.4 when people were buying and selling the dip action. Stellar price action, struggling right now. Seriously struggling. Zoom it out to the 1 month and you're like, okay, cool. So you could have bought sub 8 and, made a play at 10. Hey, if you think you're good in longs, awesome. You could stack for more at 10 cents. The problem with this, though, is XLM has been like 10 cents now for like the last several years. This is not a good looking chart. Like, that is not good. Look, I mean, this is 10 cents now for a long time. Sorban, the market doesn't care about. USDC on the chain, no one cared about. Price action for XLM is rough. And what sucks is when you go to the near term, you start looking, and I'm going to swing it on over to the 15 minutes. You can see that XLM didn't really get much action from the Torres action. Like, depressing. I mean, seriously depressing. Like, and even short term, right? If you're going from like 7.5 to 10 cents, I mean, really? Like, come on now. That's not good at all. Volume is down quite heavily, and this is what concerns me the most regarding XLM. Now, building, I get it. Everyone can argue, oh, they're building this, they're building. Yeah, but dude, are you here for building? You're here for juicy price. Volume down 16%. Volume for XLM, only $48 million. That is nothing. Like, that is bad. Like, that is atrocious. Only 48 million in volume. Check it out. XRP's volume down 8%, but 1 billion in volume. 1 billion compared to 48 million. That shows you this discrepancy between the two. Now, XRP is facing some downside pressure, right? We've got some global macros, but we also got people upset with the Torres action. I mean, the big problem you're going to run into is people were expecting pumps. They were expecting juice. And with that juice, the expectations, and I'll be honest with you, go to majority of the dumbasses out there reporting this stuff, shilling you this stuff, and they're telling you, oh, we're going to get to like $200 when the Torres action happens. Like, no. Dude, we got to 64 cents, and now the market's like, okay, I mean, this is it for Torres, so I don't know, like, what's hot, what's sexy, what's spicy? What's going to be hot, sexy, and spicy now with XRP? There's still fears that there's going to be an appeal from the SEC regarding secondary sales. I'm thinking it. You're obviously thinking it. Brian Emiker, thank you very much for sharing that with us, because you're right. There has been some market suppression. There has been some manipulation, and there has been a lot of downside pressure. Scarier than anything right now, though, and let's go to the candlesticks on XRP, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Scarier than right now, and we're going to swing to the 15 minutes so you can see exactly what I mean, is we just keep breaking through these lows right here. And this right here, we're matching right up to the low that we had on the 9th. If we go through this, we push out the 56, you're going to have a lot of people just dump it and be like, look, we've waited for years and now what? And I'm not saying that that's what people should do. You do whatever you do. But what I'm telling you is that's what a lot of the comments that I'm getting. People are just like, look, I'm tired of this. I've put so much time in. What am I getting out of it? And when you zoom out, you're like, okay, you could go from 44 cents up to 64 if you would have timed it right. Okay, that's a healthier juice. A lot less than what you saw with XLM in the near term, right? But still, I mean, this is where we're at, and what's the next big thing? Fear for the next, 60 days as we wait to see if the SEC appeals this shit? So don't get me wrong, there are some good things happening out there. There are plenty of zones in the world right now that are doing good when it comes to their inflation stuff. But right now, we just seem to be in a meh holding pattern. And I think the meh feeling comes from the fact that people were expecting more from Torres. I was expecting more. Not like crazy amounts, because still 125 is a lot to pay, and it was a little threatening in there, and we all still are wondering about, the SEC appealing secondary sales and all that stuff. But I was expecting more than 64 cents. Let's be real here. 10 cents on that news. I mean, even a FOMO miss out, I think a lot of us were thinking you could hit 70 cents. Seriously, I think a lot of us were looking, look, you could at least hit 70, 75 cents, and we didn't get close to that. So then we go back to that expectation and reality thing, where if there's so much grand expectation out there of performance and the reality comes in here, well, after a while, people just feel beaten down and eroded. And I'm starting to see that with the volume, and that's why I brought up the volume with XLM, to show you, it's just not there anymore. The juice just, there's no excitement to it. Even all the announcements of the building and this and that, volume of 48 million? Compared to XRP of 1 billion, that is a massive discrepancy right there. So I just hope we get some really good news here these next few days. I hope CPI data is hot. Give me a 2.6 and a 2.5. Oh, I'd be happy with that. But Give me something in the 3s. Man, we'll start day drinking. All right, let me know what you're doing for the rest of the day, and let me know what you think about CPI data. You going to be hanging out with us on the live stream? I'll catch you cool cats later. And as always, choo-choo bitches.